Hello and welcome to Simply Sport with me Neeraj Prabhu. In today's program, let me take you through major Goan sports events and happenings of the year gone by. The biggest news of the year 2012 was the change in guard at Goa Cricket Association. After ruling the affairs of cricket for over a decade, Advocate Dayanand Narvekar was stumped and obviously stunned. I can say very few people from the sports fraternity saw this coming in May. Later in October, Narvekar's expulsion was ratified in the general body meeting.
It was a shocker for the cricket fraternity in Goa. Managing committee of the GCA, which considered an alter ego of the president Dayanand Narvekar, sacked him from the president's post of the association. They also suggested expulsion of Narvekar from the primary membership of the GCA. Dr. Shekhar Sarkar, who was consistently fighting against Narvekar, has said that he is happy as Dayanand Narvekar has been removed from the management of the GCA democratically.
I am very happy today that my mission is almost 95% complete. With Mr. Narvekar removed from the primary membership and management of the association democratically, not by putting administrator or not by doing something else. Out of 15 managing committee members, 11 people have signed against him to expel him from the cricket association. That there are 11 of his own people who felt that it is not right what he was doing and whatever his actions are all detrimental to the association.
Vice President of the GCA Vinod Phadke says that 11 members of the GCA passed the resolution to remove the president from the management on Thursday.
हे मॅनेजिंग कमिटीन डिसिजन घेतला ते 11 मेंबरांनी घेतला आणि ते 10 तारखेर घेतला. हे डिसिजन 10 तारखेर घेतल्या आणि ह्यो 11 मेंबरांनी सायनी मारल्या हेजेर की to recommend general body expulsion of President Sri Dayanand Narvekar from the membership of GCA in view of his persistent activities detrimental to the interests of the association. Dayanand Narvekaraच्या expulsion खातीर ती जनरल बॉडी आज जाली. ह्या जनरल बॉडीक जवळजवळ 96 क्लब उपस्थित आसले आणि बरेचशे लाईफ मेंबरय उपस्थित आसले. ह्या जनरल बॉडीक आमचे मेन अजेंडा आसले ते टू कन्सिडर डिस्कस एंड अप्रूव द रिकमेंडेशन dated 10/5/2012 of the managing committee to expel Sri Dayanand Narvekar from the membership of Goa Cricket Association.
Only 3 clubs could favor Mr. Narvekar and एकटो सुद्धा क्लब ताच्या फेवरान उलोवंक ना. All the facilities which are used for family members which are exposed, and it was confirmed by the committee which was appointed by with 7 crores of fraud in 1 year. हांव केन्ना कितके फावट ताका विचारले की म्हाका हें इन्फॉर्मेशन दी म्हळ्यार, and I was a life member that time. He did not give it. And now when he was president, he has objected giving for RTI.
You know exactly what is happening in GCA. And if you want to take this out, there is only one solution: bring GCA under right of information. I would like to know what mistakes I have committed, not in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but in my tenure of 10 years in GCA. Let club file cases against me. I am ready to face that. If I have misappropriated any fund, today bring GCA under right of information.
Football is in the blood of Goans. This is the most common sentence one will hear from the sports lovers in Goa. And to boost this reputation, the state government declared football as the official state sport and created a body called Goa Football Development Council for scientific development of the sport from the grassroots level in March. The GFDC has so far organized injury management courses to train the support staff, opened a center for development of youngsters in Vadpoi. A day-long sports medicine seminar was also held in December with high-profile experts sharing their valuable knowledge.
Health Minister Lakshmikant Parsekar was the chief guest for the inaugural. Speaking on the occasion, he confirmed the government backing for Sports Medicine Center.
The initiatives of Goa Football Development Council and will support the creation of full-fledged sports medicine center in Goa, which is the desire of our Chief Minister, Mr. Manohar Parrikar.
In his presentation, former Olympian and father of Leander Pace, Dr. Wes Pace, rubbished the theory of inheritance of sports talent.
Took him every day to the swimming pool and gave him the opportunity to swim at an amateur state. Then the US Olympic Association recognized his talent and they put him into specialized camps. And then he started competing and he eventually achieved what we call the 10,000 magic hours. So it takes 10 years, 10,000 hours, 20,000 deliberate repetitions and perfect repetitions to produce excellence.
Anti-doping expert Dr. Ashok Ahuja enlightened the gathering about doping evil in sports and its testing procedure.
The Olympic movement with Thomas Hicks of USA, when he won the marathon and collapsed in St. Louis, he had used brandy with strychnine, you see. Brandy as a kind of a analgesic, or you can say so that he doesn't get the fatigue or so, and also strychnine as a stimulant or so, collapsed and died. 1936 Olympics, Nazi German athletes used first rudimentary testosterone preparations.
It's been well documented that athletes who were fit, they get less injuries, unfit athletes get more injuries. Very slow comeback to active soccer after injury. Start with aerobic training, conditioning, strengthening, and agility training before you go back to soccer. Try to get well prepared before you start the game again.
Keeping its promise of medical assistance, GFDC gave away medical kits to football clubs.
Before 2012, Dempo Sports Club had won the National Football League title on 4 occasions, which was a record for a club in India. The Blue-White Brigade stretched that record to 5 I-League crowns after winning the title last season. Incredibly, Dempo had done this with a fair degree of ease in the end, despite facing a number of difficulties, including a health concern for coach Armand Culasso. Naturally, Dempo chairman Srinivas Dempo was over the moon.
Congratulations. So, one last question. Hi, Mahesh. Congratulations. Congrats. Well done, huh? Congratulations.
5 titles in 8 years. I have here with me the team owner of the club that has made it possible. So, first of all, what are the feelings? How are they sinking in?
The feelings are really awesome. I mean, it's very difficult to express this kind of joy. I would only say that the team has done it with a lot of hard work, with a lot of unity. I think that really stands out, and I quote unity because it's just the coordination between the team that has made it possible. Despite so many challenges that a couple of games we had to play without our 7-8 players, premium players, I think they fought well. And the particular more exciting moment and more satisfying moment is the young Goan boys who have done their job in the absence of star players. I think that's the most satisfying thing for us in this whole I-League.
This entire season, a few regrets and a few happy moments for you?
Sure. I mean, first let's start with the good thing. The happy moments have been that despite severe competition, and the good thing that I'm seeing is that the level of football is slowly rising in India. Of course, we have so many challenges. And those are the happy moments that despite all that, we've come out winners. The regretful moments are, I think we are, one way we are talking about professionalism. And if you see the kind of nuances that come, either in the tournament organization, and I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, we have to work together. When there is such a high stake involved, your players being taken away, the calendar not being very professional, last minute changes. I think those are all frustrating moments because we are spending a huge amount of money and it's becoming serious business slowly. So, we need to work out. So those have been the regretful moments.
Yesterday's match, let's get back to that. 0-0 draw, it could have been a lot of more goals. East Bengal could have scored themselves, you all could have scored yourselves. What was going through your mind when you were watching the match moment by moment?
It was a very stressful time. To give due credit, I think East Bengal played a little better than us. I think they had done a phenomenal job. I must compliment Coach Morgan and his team. They fought bitterly. I think we also made some attempts, but I think if you ask me, they were slightly better than us. And with that, you know, there were very, very stressful and tense moments, but God is great, and people of Goa, with their support and love being the home match, I think we made it.
One of the most revered footballers from the past, Luis Figo, graced Goa last year. The former Portugal, Barcelona and Real Madrid midfielder came as the chief guest for the Youth Champions League finale at Fatorda. Although Figo's visit to Goa was a big thing, the way the event was organized by an event management company without taking the GFA into confidence, it just could not attract enough spectators at the 30,000 capacity Nehru Stadium.
Luis Figo had to watch in horror as an almost empty stadium greeted him when he arrived at Nehru Stadium. Moreover, the opening stage performances had to be rescheduled due to rains, and the entire program ran behind the schedule. Nevertheless, Figo was a class act all through, and when he stepped on the field in a jersey, the 5,000 odd crowd roared in appreciation.
Would like to express my honor to be part of this event, and like a football young player I was a few years ago, I know always important to create the conditions for the young people to follow his dream. So I just want to wish the best for this young Champions League competition.
And that's a goal by the captain of the Goa 11, Luis Figo!
There were some superb freestyle football gigs by India's finest freestylers. The organizers who had failed to involve GFA in this massive program had come in for criticism from all quarters, like referees, team managers, coaches, sports journalists, were publicly flayed by Remo during his performance for not providing basic facilities to one of India's finest musicians.
Today, because of a small piece of tarpaulin, from early morning, ever since I woke up, I have been SMSing and calling the organizers and telling them to put up a piece of tarpaulin here, but there was no piece of tarpaulin. We have been waiting here since 1:30 in the afternoon to do the sound check.
People would remember Figo's visit to the state, but what image will the Portuguese legend take home is anybody's guess.